Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. What I got for you today is a review of the new Cheerson CX-10WD. Now, as you can see, the CX-10WD is another nano quadcopter, but this nano quadcopter, as you can guess by my phone attached to its controller here, is a Wi-Fi FPV flyer. But it is also one more thing. With a D in the CX-WD means altitude hold. It is a Wi-Fi FPV flyer with altitude hold. Now there's two ways you can fly this quadcopter. You can use this new innovative looking controller here, an interesting looking controller actually. This controls switching between mode 1 and 2. I don't think you're going to want to use this button at all. You can switch the rates on this from beginner, intermediate to expert by pressing into the throttle stick, and you can control flips by pressing into the pitch roll stick. And this button here is automatic takeoff and automatic landing. So this thing will automatically take off and achieve a certain level, and you could also tell it to land. Now you can control this quadcopter either via this controller, but we're going to start out, you can also control it using an app. Since this is a Wi-Fi FPV flyer with altitude hold, it should be actually easy to fly with the app. And I'm going to demonstrate that first, and then we'll use the controller. So all in all, it's a pretty nifty looking little quadcopter. Again, its controller is a carrying case, but you really don't need this carrying case in that you can control the quadcopter with your phone. Let's go try that. Okay, since I'm at a local baseball field here to fly today, I'm going to use the controller here as the takeoff stand since it's kind of dusty here. Now to start this quadcopter up, let's look at the quadcopter closely. There is an on-off switch, there is a charging port, there is a camera, and if you look at it closely, there is a antenna for FPV reception from the quadcopter. Now, you know, its basic shape is based on the CX-10W, so it looks a lot like other nano quadcopters. To start this up, you got to turn on the on switch, and then place it on a flat and level surface, which I'm going to, again, be using the transmission case. Now, I already have the CX-10W app installed on my phone. First off, I want to make sure that I have Wi-Fi reception from the quadcopter, and to do that, you need to go into your settings. Let me find my settings. Wi-Fi settings, and we are connected. Okay, so first off, as like I said, you need to check your Wi-Fi settings, then go into CX-10W Wi-Fi, or yes, CX-10 Wi-Fi app, hit play, and see if it comes up. And we have video. As you can see there, we have FPV video. Now, I am going to be flying using the gyroscope. So I press that button there to activate the gyroscope, and it will be able to be flown by tilting my camera at the same time. Now I'm also going to start the camera on the quadcopter so we can record by pressing that button there. And then there's an auto takeoff button right there, folks. I don't know if you see it, but there it is. So let's do that. Pressing the auto takeoff, and there we go. Let's go up a little higher. Give it a little more throttle. And see how it performs. Pretty cool, huh? I'm controlling that all via my phone. Just tilting my phone around. You also have yaw control. As you see there. Keep in mind when you use the yaw control, the quadcopter is going to fly in the direction that it's pointed. And it can become confusing using the phone. So I wanted to just demonstrate that first off. That it's working. Okay, let's see if I can land it. I press the land button and it lands into my hand. Okay, now we demonstrated that it can be flown using the controller. Let me turn off the video that I got there. Or using the phone. Now let's use the controller to control the quadcopter. Okay, for this flight, we are going to fly it using its controller. Before turning on the quadcopter, make sure that the controller is on, because you want to bind it immediately before you bind the phone to the quadcopter. Otherwise, the phone will take control of the quadcopter and you won't be able to bind it to the controller. So the Wi-Fi, or the controller, is on. Turning on the quadcopter, placing it on a flat level surface, binding it. Let me turn off the quadcopter, turn the controller back on again. You hear a beep. So we should have control of the quadcopter now. And let's see if we can actually have automatic takeoff. Now I'm turning the Wi-Fi app on also and hitting play. And turning control off, and we have Wi-Fi FPV reception, as you see here. Now hitting record. We should be recording. Okay, giving it forward pitch, it doesn't seem to want to take controls from my quadcopter, other than the takeoff. How about from the phone? How about from the gyro inputs? It's bound to my phone. So if you do this, folks, it seems to want to bind to the phone and not to the controller. I'm going to turn the phone off. I'm going to land it using the land button. Land. And this time I'm not going to turn on the phone. The phone seems to take control away from it. We're going to fly strictly using the controller. This time I'm turning off the Wi-Fi on my phone. That's unusual, folks. I'm not sure. Cheerson thought this through because of that. The phone took control immediately away from the quadcopter. Okay. Turning the transmitter off, turning the quadcopter off, turning the quadcopter back on. Again, Wi-Fi is turned off on my phone right now. And turning the transmitter on. Binding it, seeing if it'll do an automatic takeoff. Okay, I have control, and now I have control of the quadcopter. So again, if you use the Wi-Fi app with this, which I guess it was intended to do, it seems the app seems to take control away from the quadcopter. Very stable quadcopter, by the way, folks, as you can see here. I'm not doing anything. It's just that if you use this, the phone is probably the way you want to fly it, and use this strictly for maneuverability, because you do get maneuverability with this. Let's try different rates. Intermediate. Good flyer. Excellent flyer. How about a flip? Nice flipper. How about expert rate? Very good flyer at expert rate. It's actually a superb flyer from a Nano. Very stable too because of that throttle. And I'm running out of power. Unfortunately, since it is a Wi-Fi FPV flyer, its flight time is rather limited. So overall, this is the CX10WD from Cheerson. Pretty nifty. Unfortunately, I could not get the transmitter to bind with the quadcopter while my phone was attached to Wi-Fi. As soon as I opened up the app seemed to take away control from the controller. But without my phone turned on, with the Wi-Fi turned off, it's a very nimble flyer. I'll give you that. So that's the CX10WD. I hope you enjoyed this flight. Quadcopter 101 signing out.